Hello everybody, my name is Chicken and welcome back to another video. Today, I have a layout based off of the special Calling All Engines, which you can see here. It's built on the high tables again, and ignore the mess on the floor. But yeah, so based on the special, and I just kind of tried to put as many little references and characters and stuff on here as I could from the movie. So yeah, let's just get started. I guess we should probably start over here at like the flagship scene, right? That sold a million merchandise. So here's Paint Splatter Thomas at the paint factory with the paint barrels. He's already covered in paint, but Diesel is about to crash into them, launch them all onto him. You can see a couple here that are already spilled. So let's just follow Thomas's line. Comes around to where Daisy is, who was in the movie. She pulled passengers. That's what she did. Yeah, and this brings us into the airport, which I quite like how it turned out. I originally tried building this layout on just a single tabletop, but while I was building it, I was like, it was pretty quickly realized like I'm gonna need more space for this if I want to do it the way that I want it to. So, yeah. So Daisy's line here just comes around. There's a control tower and the Trackmaster water tower, which is based on the one from the movie, that crashes down onto the runway and leaves the crack there, which has to be repaired by George. So I did a little recreation of that scene. There's Tiger Moth, just because in the movie it's technically not Jeremy. He hasn't been invented yet. It's just like another random plane. And so I just threw him there. But yeah, so this is got the hangar back here and two runways, which is kind of cool. I don't often have the space to do a nice airport on a layout, so it was cool to do. But yeah, so Daisy's line comes past here. There's Stop and Hat. And this is a little siding here. It splits into two for James, who looks very angry at Aerie. And I try to use like variants where I could. Let me put that buffer back. I stole it to measure it, but yeah. Okay, anyway, the buffer's back. I tried to use all the variants that I could, so I used like a dirty oil Iron Aerie here, which I think was a Toys R Us exclusive. But yeah, just because, in the movie the engines get into a big scuffle with the diesels. So a lot of them end up getting messed up. But of course not every character has a variant like Gordon. And I tried to represent all the crashes, but some of them, each character is like in two places at once. It's like James bumps Aerie and then Aerie bumps Henry or something. I can't have Aerie be in both places, so I just kind of just did whatever. I mean, I could, but I just don't have the room for it on this layout. So just wanted to use one of each character, even though it hasn't stopped me in the past. But yeah, so here's Salty, who was, again, in the movie. I don't think he did anything, though. I don't know if he spoke. But he's just pulling a good strain, being useful. Goes through the tunnel. Comes around here to kind of this back, like, alley. And there's Diesel 10 with some scrap, because in the movie, that's what he did. He was like the scrap. He's always in the scrap yard cleaning stuff up off the tracks, which is cool. But yeah, so he's got the scrap cars and the recycling cars, and this comes into the yard, like the main sort of yard from the movie. At least is what I tried to do. But yeah, so there's a little line here that goes into Knapford sheds, or how I'm representing it. There's Emily there, and there's the spot for Thomas, but Thomas is over there. So there's like a little ramp there for you to charge into or something. I don't know. But it comes around here past the little crane. This is from the Diesel Works set. Which I thought it fit the yard pretty well. But there is Bert, but it's actually Airy. It's Bert's face. This is like the cheese covered one, but it kind of reminds me of like the dust, like the quarry dust and stuff, so that's why I used it. That comes around here. There's Toby, whoops, on the coal loader. Oh no. From the movie. And that just goes into the other line. So if you come back, and then you go on, we'll just keep going on this line. He's pulling the oil tanker. Comes to a T-switch, and there is Coal Dust Percy at the new Timothy Sheds. So I wanted to keep it kind of from the same time, so I didn't want to use like the Mattel one over there. So I wanted to make it still feel new and have it still say Timothy Sheds on it. So I just used the deluxe roundhouse, or the licensed sounds roundhouse, I mean, just because it looks newer and fancier. Yeah, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 spaces for the engines to rest, because these two are sightings. But off the other lines, this line comes over here. There's like a little town back there for Bertie and Terrence. Trevor, I mean. There's a signal tower and the carousel, because in the movie, there's like 3 dreams that were all like related to like Funfair stuff. James was like the they throwing stuff at him like a carnival attraction, and then Percy was the roller coaster car, and Gordon was a playground. So I don't know. Thought that was good to represent it. Wish I could have represented the roller coaster part better, but yeah. So there's Henrietta and Puppet Show cargo car, because Toby's over there. Yeah. So then on the other side, comes around to the engine wash, because all the engines get wash downs in that movie, because they all get dirty fighting each other. And there's a water tower back there, and it just ends in a buffer. All right, so let's keep going around. Come here to the trees on the track thing. And here's Mavis with some quarry cars. One of the only sensible characters in the movie. But I wish I had the traction rail one instead of the clickety-clack one. But, it's fine. That's for the storm scene, in case you couldn't figure that out. I tried to use all like my collapsing destinations, which you'll see here in just a second. Yeah, so if you go straight around here, you come to an oil derrick, which I thought was important to put for the diesels. There's tired Edward here at Nicole's barn, because he dreamed he was a scarecrow. And there's another collapsing building from the Boulder Mountain set, which I'm just using by itself. And Nicole's barn, which can explode out the side. And then that comes back to where Thomas and Diesel are, and the collapsing windmill, which just kind of falls over like that. All right. So let's come back here to where Mavis was, since we've done the whole outer ring. So there's Derek at the Haunted Mine Tunnel, which does collapse, but I don't remember how to make it do that. If you take a right here, you come to where Lady and Rusty are. Rusty is in Toby's shed, because they didn't have room to put him anywhere else. Yeah, so, to represent Thomas's dream of Lady, where she tells him, hey, work with the diesels, and it'll be good. And I love that destination there is called the Coldy Quarry. It's so weird, but it's kind of cool. So ladies line there goes underneath the cold quarry to the like the airport like blimp building. There's the blimp back there. I put the brass band car just there for some reason. No engine or anything. But yeah, so there's Harold on top as well. On this helipad. And that just goes back to Daisy's line. So then the last little stretch of line here is if you go straight up the Haunted Mine Tunnel onto the Cold Quarry with the collapsing trees. I'm not going to set that one back up. But it goes onto the big suspension bridge. And there's Gordon with the Express. I'll collapse that in a second. But it comes down to where Harvey is with the breakdown train at the coal hopper and some other things here in the yard. And that just comes down to where Henry is at the smelting yard. So that is every line, every little thing here. I'm pretty proud of what I was able to do. If you think I should have used the destination here that I didn't, please let me know. Because I did try to use all like the collapsing stuff, but I had to kind of search around for a bunch of other things that weren't calling all engines related. No. So yeah, if I missed one, like something like the Echo Tunnel, I think could have worked on this layout, but I don't know, there wasn't really a place for it. But I don't know. So yeah, hope you all liked it. Hope you all enjoyed. And sorry for the wait between videos. I've been pretty busy in real life. But yeah, so I will see you all in the next video, whenever that is. Hopefully a shorter wait for the next video. But take care, everybody. Bye-bye.